It's a glorious return to Europe as we roar into Rotterdam and the Netherlands, home of modern kickboxing, for Glory 51 Super Fight Series. We've assembled the very best of international kickboxing talent for a night of knockouts, headlined by a battle for contention as Azerbaijani giant killer Alim Nabiev faces Motormouth ex-champion Cedric Doumbé. Nabiev comes hot off his incredible defeat of Nicky Holzken at Glory 49 Redemption, but Frenchman Doumbé is one of Glory's trickiest opponents, and with a shot against new champion Harut Grigorian at stake, the greatest will bring his entire bag of tricks to this fight. Wonder Boy Tijani Beztadi faces newcomer Anil Kabri. With 4 wins out of 5 in 2017, Beztadi will be looking to carry the momentum and continue his campaign through the lightweight division. Massaro the Project Glunder puts the featherweights on notice as he drops a division to face Leo Pinto. Plus, the debut of exciting new welterweight hot prospect Moroccan Mohamed Jarrah. Get ready for fast hands in the Netherlands at Glory 51 Super Fight Series.
We are live broadcasting to over 180 countries around the world on UFC Fight Pass. We're in the mecca of kickboxing, the Netherlands. People are filing in to the Rotterdam Ahoy Arena, which is basically Holland's version of Madison Square Garden. By the end of tonight, we will be sold out. Over 10,000 seats will be filled. And alongside Joseph Valtellini, the former welterweight champion of the world, my name is Todd Grisham. We're on the catwalk. That's how big tonight is. Joe, how good does it feel to be back in the Netherlands?
Now, there's a lot of energy here at the Ahoy, and let me tell you, last time we were here, we got to see Rico Verhoeven versus Jamal Ben Sadiq. There's a lot of energy, and there's a lot of people excited for the debut of Mohamed Jarrah.
This is the Super Fight Series. Let's look at the card for tonight. Several matchups to get excited about, 5 in all. And we start with a very interesting matchup between Massaro Glunder and Victor Pinto.
This is a very interesting matchup. Both of these guys really need a win in the featherweight division. And let me tell you, this fight is going to be about Dutch kickboxing versus Muay Thai from Victor Pinto.
And then to one of the most highly anticipated debuts in Glory history, Mohamed Jarrah, a superstar here in the Netherlands, makes his Glory debut.
Yeah, he's a fan favorite because it's his fight style. He likes to come forward, and he always goes for the knockout.
Jarrah's approach to fighting is very straightforward and very violent.
Yes, they gave me the name, the nickname Destroyer. I think they gave me that name because I will destroy everything what stands in front of me. I like to destroy people. I like to come forward and destroy every piece of my opponent. It doesn't matter if I knock him out in the first round or in the third round. It doesn't matter that I will give the fans what they want to see. 3 rounds war. I wanna hurt him. I wanna see blood. That's my point, and that's why I stand in the ring, to hurt my opponent.
As you can tell, Jarrah is full of confidence, Joe, but it won't be a walk in the park for him, will it?
Yeah, he's fighting Miles Simpson, who's a natural welterweight, who's fought his career at welterweight, and this is the first time we're seeing Jarrah at this weight, so let's see if that size makes a difference for him.
And Miles Simpson from right here in Rotterdam, so we'll have a lot of friends and family in attendance. Now to our main event, Cedric Doumbé and Alim Nabiev.
There's a lot on this line. The winner of this fight has a future title shot, so both of them really need to put forth their best effort, and what makes these guys so dominant in the welterweight division is both of them have wins over Nicky Holzken, 2 from Doumbé and 1 from Alim Nabiev.
The last time we saw Alim Nabiev, it was against Nicky Holzken, and there's a lot to like about this guy.
Yeah, he's a very tricky fighter, and he's able to adapt. You're going to see him switch stances, mix angles, and just be very crafty with his skills.
Let's go back to Glory 49. It was Holzken and Nabiev, and it was a very one-sided performance.
And it was a great performance from Nabiev. He was able to avoid Nicky's big power counter-punching. He was able to move. We saw him showboating a little bit. And Cedric Doumbé, and a lot of people think Cedric Doumbé created the game plan to beat Nicky Holzken.
As for Cedric Doumbé, he's the former welterweight champion of the world until he lost it to Myrtle Grunhart. He believes he's the man to get it back.
Yeah, he's very talented, and what I said before, he's able to go forward, he's able to move, use angles, but he's really looking to start pressuring and start looking for knockouts.
Well, all 7 of Doumbé's Glory fights have gone the distance, but tonight, he promises it will be different.
But Nabiev is not a top fighter. He's good, of course. I have a good style.
unorthodox, but I think it's too weak, you know, for my punches. Especially now, I changed, you know, a little bit my style. I start to change it against Lidon, and now it's completely different. I will go to destroy, you know. I don't want to let judges decide for me now, this time. And I want to show everybody that I can knock somebody out again, because, you know, I have maybe 39, I don't remember, 39 knockout. So, yeah.
When you're looking for a knockout, Joe, it's very hard to get one, but Doumbé seems very, very confident. Now, a lot of the fans in the arena tonight will be of Dutch-Moroccan descent, and they're very excited to cheer on one of their own, Tijani Beztadi, who's in action, and he spoke to Whitney Miller just moments ago.
Tijani, unfortunately, you just experienced your first loss in Glory. What do you have to prove tonight?
You know, I've got to prove everything, but that's something that happened in the past. We're now in the present, and we're going to look to the future. So, yeah.
And earlier this week, you told me you actually like to face opponents that are about your height. However, your opponent is significantly shorter. How do you have to adapt to that?
You know, I'm going to do everything what I want to do. You know, it's my show, and I'm going to prove that tonight.
Good luck. The Glory Super Fight Series starts right now.
Glory Sports International, the world's premier kickboxing organization, makes its return to one of the hotbeds of modern kickboxing with a distinct Dutch flair, and brings the Super Fight Series back to Rotterdam. Tonight, featuring a welterweight showdown between two fighters known as much for their antics as their career achievements. All of our bouts tonight are sanctioned by the International Sport Kickboxing Association. Their Netherlands National Director, Willem Verdonk, is with us ringside. Rotterdam ahoy! Are you ready for glory? We begin in the middleweight division. A veteran of over 20 amateur bouts, he's hoping to springboard his way onto the world stage. Please welcome Bas van der Kroon.
A big night on two fronts for Bas van der Kroon. Not only is he making his Glory debut, Joe, but it's his professional debut as well.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure for him, but he does have a big martial arts background. He started Taekwondo when he's 16, so that's where you're going to see a mix between some Taekwondo, some Muay Thai and kickboxing. Very talented athlete.
He was with us on the undercard at Glory 45 in Amsterdam. Welcome back to the Glory ring, Kevin Van Heekeren.
We got to call Kevin Van Heekeren's last fight. It was on the Glory undercard at Glory 45. He fought Mike Sprague, and let me tell you something. He got off the canvas, was basically done, was getting beat pillar to post, but somehow rallied, came back, and one of the best comebacks of the year last year, and managed to draw.
Yeah, and that needed an extra round, but because it was a preliminary belt, we didn't get to see the extra round. But this is he had 4 undercard belts, so this is his actual 5th time being in a Glory ring, so there's got to be a lot of comfort for him.
I can assure you, he is as tough as they come. It's time for our tail of the tape for our opening bout here on the Glory Super Fight Series. Kevin Van Heekeren, just 25 years old, will have a 1-inch height and 1-inch reach advantage.
Glory scoring tonight will be based on the following prioritized criteria. It's going to be 3 rounds, Punches, knee kicks, and knees are all legal. Strike 3 knockdowns in a row or 4 in a fight will result in a TKO. Doctor or the referee can't stop the fight. Scoring system next. The following scoring is based on the following prioritized criteria, starting with knockdowns, followed by cumulative damage inflicted, number of clean scoring strikes with an emphasis on spectacular techniques. Finally, if there's no clear advantage, judges are looking for aggression.
We've got open scoring tonight. You at home will be able to see the real live scoring as this bout progresses. 5 judges are going to score the fight. It's a 10-point must system. Additional points are deducted for knockdowns and rule violations, and the fighters themselves will be aware of where they stand after each round.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in Glory's middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the black corner, not only making his Glory debut, but his pro debut tonight in Rotterdam. He stands 6 feet even, 1.83 meters, and he weighed in at fight time at 186 pounds, 84.4 kilos. He fights tonight out of Amsterdam, the Netherlands. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Bas van der Kroon. Here now is his opponent, fighting out of the white corner. After a successful amateur career with 15 wins and 9 knockouts, he now brings a young professional record of 1 win and 1 draw. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, 1.85 meters, and he weighed in at 185.5 pounds, 84.2 kilos. He's here tonight, fighting out of Utrecht, the Netherlands. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Louis van Heekeren. And the referee in charge of this bout is Paul Nichols.
Gentlemen, you understand the rules that you're fighting to. Protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. Touch gloves if you like. Push back.
Do you remember your pro debut, Joe? How nervous were you?
Oh, it's always a nerve-wracking fight for your pro debut because you want to start. You have a brand new, fresh start to your career, and you want to start it off on the right foot.
They have put Bas van der Kroon in a very precarious situation. He's got to fight Kevin van Heekeren, who's wearing the white gloves, who has a great amateur background and is highly touted out of Coliseum Gym.
Yeah, that's a big advantage coming from Coliseum Gym, having some of the best Dutch fighters. You've got Jason Wilness, Jafar Wilness, to Johnny Bistayo.
Oh, and down he goes. Is that a knockdown? It is indeed.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gloves up. Fight.
The pro debut turning into a disaster so far for van der Kroon as Heekeren's starting to bear down.
Van Heekeren has a lot of power, and you're going to see him constantly moving forward, and he's putting a lot of pressure on with his boxing.
There's a right hand, the guard down for van der Kroon. Got to keep his hands up.
Yeah, it was Van Heekeren went over the jab with the right hand. I think he's going to throw that multiple times, but hard exchanging back and forth.
This may not make it out of round 1. Van Heekeren, who was born in Utrecht, the Netherlands, started judo at the age of 7, switched to jiu-jitsu, and then by 14 decided, you know what, kickboxing is my favorite combat sport. I'm sticking with it, and he had his first fight 4 years later at the age of 18. Nice low kick by Van Heekeren.
Yeah, Van Heekeren's going that inside low kick over and over. Good combination work, but his hands are a little low when he's throwing, so that's a good opportunity for van der Kroon to come in and start throwing back.
Van der Kroon really hasn't had a chance to settle into this fight yet.
Yeah, that early forward pressure of Van Heekeren seems to be wearing van der Kroon down.
Van Heekeren told us that his favorite strike is the low kick. Nice Superman punch, though, there from Van Heekeren.
That's a good way to close in distance and get on the inside.
Fight! Van Heekeren's nickname is Louis, based on the, he said, quote, fat kid cartoon based off of Louis Anderson. Said he used to look that way when he was a kid.
Yeah, kickboxing slimmed him down. Now he's in his peak physical shape. Trying to really go for that overhand right.
Well, it's there. Van der Kroon's got his hands down.
Yeah, and it's especially over the jab, so he's timing it well. but it's what he does. Oh!
Face down! He is out! Kevin Van Heekren with a massive knockout to start our Glory Super Fight Series.
Yeah, he just had way too much power in his hands. He found that power very early, and a beautiful Glory Super Fight Series debut for Kevin Van Heekren.
Kevin Van Heekren, hello Glory. It's his debut, and the crowd loves what they just saw.
Yeah, those early undercard belts definitely paid in his favor. He was so comfortable in the ring, and it was just beautiful display of power and forward aggression. Here it is. There's that right hand. He just kept landing over and over again, just over the left hand of Vanderkroon. That was the first knockdown again. Beautifully timed right on the chin. Good call from Paul Nichols, calling it a knockdown. Here's the big knockout here. All courtesy of that right hand, followed with the left hook, but it was all started from that damage from the right hand, and then he followed with his left to finish the fight. Here's the clip with the right, which looked like he was just about to go down, but that left sealed the deal.
Kevin Van Heekren, a force to be dealt with in the middleweight division, fighting out of the Coliseum Gym, one of the best gyms in the world. They love this guy, and why not?
Yeah, absolutely, and he spars every day with some of the best in the world, and he's got to have a lot of confidence when he fights.
We will make it official when we return here to Rotterdam. Kevin Van Heekren's Glory debut, a fireworks show. Now let's take a closer look at our Glory rules.
Glory Kickboxing is the most action-packed fight sport on the planet. Legal strikes are punches, kicks, and knees. Regular bouts are 3 rounds. Championship bouts are 5, and each round is 3 minutes of action. Outfight your opponent for 10-9. Knock them down for 10-8. In a normal bout or tournament final, 3 knockdowns in 1 round or 4 in the entire bout, and the fight is over by TKO. In a tournament semi, 2 knockdowns in 1 round or 3 in the entire bout, and it's all over. Or you can just knock your opponent out. Sweeps, elbows, and grappling are not allowed. Clinching is okay if you follow up with a knee. Glory rules are designed to bring non-stop, fast-paced stand-up action. To find out more, go to glorykickboxing.com.
We welcome you back to Rotterdam. The crowd on their feet in the upper deck, all cheering for Kevin Van Heekren, and they had a lot to get excited about.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of these highlights again, and a lot of them came, well, all of them came from that right hand of Kevin Van Heekren. Didn't really give a chance for Boss Vanderkroon to do anything because he just kept coming forward, landing the power in his hands, and there's the end with that right hand, followed the left hook, which got him the KO win.
Ladies and gentlemen, you watched it as it happened. The end comes with an official time of 2 minutes, 48 seconds of that very first round, and ends by knockout for your winner, Kevin Van Heekren.
Okay, I wanted to say something to my fans up there. I want to thank you all, and I represent Utrecht.
Kevin Van Heekren already has a fan club, Joe. He's got 1 Glory win.
Yeah, he's doing well, and it's those undercard belts, let me tell you, did play an advantage for him. He looked experienced, he looked calm, and he looked really comfortable in there.
Can't wait to see him against some tougher competition as we watch Kevin Van Heekren grow under the Glory banner. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
Coming up later, he's only 20 years old, but has already become one of the best lightweights in the world today. Tijani Beztadi, his opponent, makes his debut fighting out of Turkey, but training in Holland. It's Anil Kabri. But first, it's Massaro Glunder's chance to shine. This featherweight believes with a few more wins, he can compete for a world title. His opponent, French-born Muay Thai expert Leo Pinto, looks for back-to-back glory wins tonight. We go to the featherweight division when we return.
Saturday, March 31st, it's Glory 52 Super Fight Series from Los Angeles. #1 light heavyweight contender Pavel Zorolev takes on USA's Myron Dennis. Can the American derail the freight train from Ukraine before he gets a shot at the title? Crucial lightweight action as #3 ranked Corporal Volensky takes on dangerous #10 Josh Johnsey. And featherweight fisticuffs as #8 Zugari battles #10 Bailey Sugden in a key matchup. Glory 52 Super Fight Series, Saturday, March 31st. Check date and time in your area. Don't miss it.
We welcome you back to the Netherlands as we continue here with the Glory Super Fight Series. Make sure you check out GloryShop.com. It has all the latest in Glory merchandise and training gear at the click of a button. Now available in a wide assortment of Glory clothing, accessories, performance shirts, and more. Shop now at GloryShop.com. Well, up next, we've got two young guns in Glory's featherweight division ready to collide.
I'm gonna fight Victor Pinto, and I know enough to beat him.
Yeah, I think he got like good long knees because he's tall and like he have like a good reach with his hands. But like that's it. I think he's the basic style of kickboxing fighter. That's it.
He would be good if he fights in Glory, you know. But in kickboxing, it's a different game than Muay Thai.
I train a lot on boxing. I focus a lot on boxing because we all know that kickboxing, you need to mix like all the martial arts, so like I try to mix, and like punching, kicking, and switching a lot, and then yeah.
I just think I can beat him, and he isn't that good compared to my previous opponents in Glory. So
yeah, of course he just lost like 3 fights in a row, so like I guess he put like all his anger on me, but like sometimes when you use your anger too much, you get stupid, you fight stupid, and like I guess he's gonna be stupid that fight.
I am a little bit more focused about this fight because the last time I fought here in Holland I lost, so I want to show my own people also that I can do good. If I can knock him out, I will, you know. Hope he doesn't cry like a little baby like last time. So
Time, ladies and gentlemen, for the featherweights. He's coming off his first Glory win over Adrian Maxim at Glory 44 Chicago. Here comes Victor Pinto.
Victor Pinto prefers to be called Leo, born in France, raised in Thailand, a fantastic Muay Thai fighter, and he says, listen, I know that Massaro Glunder's going to come right at me with fire, but I'm ice.
Yeah, he's really going to try to use his Muay Thai base. Just because he's been working his boxing for the kickboxing rules, he feels he doesn't have to overuse it. So he's going to try to use his brain and his overall fight experience. But again, it's going to be Muay Thai versus kickboxing.
And a lot of Muay Thai practitioners do fight very well going backwards, and Leo is no exception.
He won his debut in Paris at Glory 42 on short notice over Nicholas Larson. He is Massaro Glunder.
Massaro Glunder, who trains here in the Netherlands, but is from the Moluccan Republic, if you're not familiar with that. There are islands near Indonesia known as the Spice Islands because it was there that nutmeg was first found. Dutch traders discovered the islands back in the 1600s. But Joe, I'm sure you already knew that.
Yes, I did. But Massaro has a lot of pressure on himself tonight because he's having his father in the corner for the first time tonight. His father, Rodney Glunder, to many veteran MMA fans might remember the name from the Valetudo days, Pride FC days. But his dad has a loss here at Rotterdam Ahoy, so Massaro Glunder wants to take one and win one for the family.
Here's our tail of the tape for this featherweight division showdown. Both men in their early 20s, but there's the tail, truly, of this tape. A 6-inch reach edge for Glunder.
Professional experience, a big edge for Victor Pinto. He lived basically like a Thai fighter, starting fighting at 9 years old, but those 45 fights of Massaro have mostly been from kickboxing glory rules.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the black corner, a WMC World Muay Thai Grand Prix champion who brings an impressive professional record of 74 wins with 27 losses and 23 career knockouts. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, 1.73 meters, and weighed in at fight time at an even 143 pounds, 64.9 kilos. Fighting tonight out of France by way of Bangkok, Thailand. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Victor Leo Pinto. His opponent standing on my left and fighting out of the white corner, a W5 European and World Champion. His professional record stands at 30 wins, 11 losses, 4 bouts scored even, and 20 career knockouts. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, 1.73 meters, and weighed in at 143.5 pounds, and even 65 kilograms. Representing the Moluccan Republic, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Project, Massaro Glunder. And the third man inside the glory ropes, your referee is Atsushi Onari.
Head up. This is glory rules, okay? 3 minutes to done. Okay. Shake hands. Okay.
A bit of drama before this fight as Massaro Glunder missed weight yesterday. Leo Pinto decided, you know what? Even though I don't have to fight tomorrow, I'm still going to do it. So kudos to him for stepping up and fighting a heavier fighter here tonight. And he was already the smaller guy, Joe.
Yeah, it's going to be, he's going to really want to utilize his power. He's going to try to shut down Pinto's kicks with his punching, and that's what he's doing right away. He's waiting, he's jabbing. It's going to be a lot of kicks versus punches.
Pretty much any combat sport, if you have a 6-inch reach advantage, you want to establish the jab, and Massaro has done that early here.
Yeah, and a good way to deal with that arm reach is using your kicks. Your legs are longer than your arms, so that's why Pinto's really using his left kick.
The nose is already red and swollen of Pinto. We're just 30 seconds into the fight.
Pinto has been working his boxing a lot. He's brought in the Thai national champion to help with him. His brother, Antoine Pinto, also helping him in his corner.
Pinto's debut in glory was a disaster as he suffered one of the worst leg kick knockouts you'll ever see, right to the liver. Was that a low blow?
No,
they're saying that's a knockdown.
Time's up.
But wait a second, hold on. It seemed like he first started counting like it was a knockdown.
It's an overall. It's okay.
I didn't get a clear look from that shot, but looks like he's in a lot of pain. And that was a big controversy in his last fight. He was really dominated until he took a low blow, but yeah, that's definitely low blow.
Wow.
Oh, both guys kicking at the same time.
That's as bad a low blow kick as you could possibly see just because of the angle.
Yeah, very bad luck for Massaro Glunder. In his last fight, he was dominating until he took a low blow, and you saw the timeline shift. It was really bad, and Massaro wasn't happy about his last fight, but this is kind of the same situation we saw. But bad timing.
Do I need to ask you if that was intentional, Joe?
Oh, no, you don't have to. It looked like it was a spin kick from Blunder as Pinto was throwing his kick. Unfortunate accident.
Well, here's the problem now. Massaro, you know he's going to continue fighting. That's just what he does. But after suffering a shot like that, how much does it take out of you?
It takes out a lot, and a lot of fighters react differently. Some fighters, it might take out their gas tank. Other fighters get angry by it, but it looks like it was a really damaging shot that took a lot of his energy out.
He does get 5 minutes should he choose to use it.
Well, a lot of fighters end up rushing the 5 minutes because they want the show to go on, but that could be a mistake as well. If you're not fully recovered and the fight starts, Pinto can come right after him. To watch.
I'm sure every guy sitting at home right now is cringing just a little bit.
I'm just concerned it took his energy out, and I know he's going to want to fight with his father in the corner, a lot of fans in attendance. It's a lot of pressure for him to continue, even though he might not be his best.
And you really don't know, do you? You say, yeah, I want to continue, let's go, and then maybe you throw your first kick and it feels off.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm guessing what Massaro learned from last time is to take his time. Don't rush out. Take the full 5 minutes if you have
to. Pinto didn't see anything wrong with it, at least initially. Put his hand up like it was a knockdown. So Massaro Blunder, looking for his second Glory victory. Will take as much time as he needs, up to 5 minutes. He told us before this fight, he said, listen, I don't have a game plan for this fight. I just adapt and improvise. Well, that's what he's going to have to do now after taking a low blow for the ages.
Yeah, he's going to have to really dig deep here, stay focused mentally, try to block it out if that's possible.
Now, getting back to my story earlier, Victor Pinto suffered one of the worst leg kick or worst kick knockouts we've ever seen, a shot to the liver by Giga Chikadze in his Glory debut, but he rebounded pretty well and won his next fight against Adrian Maxim. Glory just signed him to a new contract, so he's feeling really good about himself as he enters this fight, and this will continue. Kudos to Massaro Blunder.
Ready, fight!
Leo Pinto says, I'm sorry, and we pick up round one right where we left off. Perhaps a sense of urgency now for Blunder. Just misses with that high kick.
Yeah, he's good at pressuring, but I think he's gonna stay a little bit more basic with his combinations.
"90 seconds to go here in round one."
One of Pinto's favorite kick is that right body kick. Always looking to find the distance and the timing for it. Whether he kicks the arm, tries to set up different levels with it.
Nice block by Blunder. Good outside low kick.
Yeah, good timing.
Yes.
Beautiful timing.
This will be a hard round for the judges to score, but who remembers what happened the first 90 seconds? Besides that low blow.
Massaro's coming in with more knees. That's what Pinto predicted. He says Massaro's the longer, rangier fighter, so he's expecting him to come with knees.
Another jab by Massaro Blunder, who has a 6-inch reach advantage. Oh, and a nice right hand connects for Blunder, and he follows it up with a left jab.
Yeah, I like that knee enter as well. Pinto gave him a smile because that right hand was inches away from finishing.
Talk about one of the most innocent fighters you'll ever see. Leo Pinto just looks like the nice kid next door, but he is a killer, especially with his kicks.
Trying some knees of his own on the inside as well.
Again, we do have open scoring tonight, so we'll know just how the judges score it when we start second round. Nice high kick by Blunder.
Beautiful setup to finish the round. Pinto again with a smile on his face. That's probably because that high kick hurt him.
Let's learn more about these two young combatants, and we start first with Massaro Glunder.
Yeah, the big thing you're going to see is Mike's gym. He's been with them since he's started kickboxing. Favorite move is that knee to the head while standing, and you've seen that quite a bit now since that low blow. And that power, very impressive. 20 of his 30 wins by knockout.
And his father, Rodney Glunder, in the corner tonight. But on the other side, for Victor Leo Pinto, his dad is there as well. You don't see him right now, but Serge Pinto making the trip from Thailand. That's his brother, Antoine Pinto, who also fights here in Glory.
Yeah, he's both very talented brothers. They stick together, train together, and it's a real family affair. Nice to see.
That high kick right there before the bell may have won Glunder the round. We'll see in just a second.
Segunda. Ready? Fight!
Round two, Massaro Glunder wearing the white gloves, Pinto in the black, and they waste no time coming out firing.
Yeah, Pinto needs to stay defensive. He doesn't want to get in this type of fight with Massaro.
All 5 judges gave it to Glunder, who's looking for a knockout right now.
Yeah, but this is not the strategy for Pinto to take. He's got to kick and keep moving. Stop. You can't stay in mid-range.
Pinto says he's been working extremely hard on his boxing, has been lifting more weights to get bigger.
Yeah, he was really undersized, so he decided to do some more strength training, put on more weight. He actually has to cut a little bit now to make the featherweight limit.
Stop!
Sometimes perhaps I would think a fighter who's been training so much on his boxing wants to try and test it out. Is this the kind of fight you do that?
No, I would stick with the kicks. Try to stay outside, because that in-range boxing of Massaro is just too dangerous.
Even though Pinto has his guard up, he's still getting knocked backwards with those shots from Massaro Glunder.
See, it's those body kicks that score well, so he needs to keep his space, stay away from the ropes, but nice right hands from Pinto.
Pinto, in an honest assessment, said, listen, I'm not a knockout guy. I'm not a knockout fighter. Glunder, on the other hand, believes that's exactly what's going to happen.
Stop! Time's up!
Mouthpiece is out. Glunder trying to get back on the winning track. Joe mentioned it briefly, his last contest, extremely controversial. Dylan Salvador landed an illegal blow. Glunder could have said, I don't want to continue, but did continue and lost that fight. There's that left hand from Leo Pinto connects.
Yeah, maybe he's trying to show that, listen, I can play this game too. He doesn't need to run.
Catch.
Going back to those tie kicks again. Leo Pinto can certainly kick with Massaro Glunder, but can he punch with it?
Well, he's getting better as the round goes on. In the beginning, it didn't seem like he could hang, but he's doing a good job now. But a lot of clinching now.
Pinto having a better round two for sure.
Yeah, especially in the second half of the round. That's a Muay Thai dump. He's got to be careful. He can't sweep the leg under. He can kick it, but you can't sweep it under. That's more of a Muay Thai clinch dump. That's the sweep he's going to be warned for.
Surprised that Massaro Glunder's the one closing the distance now instead of staying at distance.
Yeah, I liked when Massaro was keeping Pinto away with his jab. Like, there's no need to rush in there. Stay a little longer. Mixing the straight punches are doing really well.
And again, looked like a sweep trip combination. And Leo Pinto warned as he goes back to his corner. So all 5 judges gave the first round to Massaro Glunder. Let's see how they score round 2.
Well, the thing with Massaro, he's coming forward. He's being the aggressor, so it looks favorable on the judges' scorecard. But Pinto is doing a good job at staying defensive and defending a lot of those punches that Massaro's throwing.
พอโดนปุ๊บต้องโต้เลยนะโดนทีโดนโต้เป็น10โดน2ทีโต้20ต้องโต้เลยนะใช้ใจนะใช้ใจนะไม่ใช้ใจแพ้
Okay, this is the last round, okay?
Well, if you speak Dutch or Thai, you enjoyed that. Joe and I have no idea what was said. As we enter the third and final round, Massaro Glunder, who won the first round, 10-9 on all 5 judges' scorecards. Let's see how they have round 2. 4 for Glunder, 1 for Pinto. A bit surprised there?
Yeah, I mean, he did well with countering and stuff, but yeah, I would have given it to Massaro, but there's a lot of urgency in Pinto's corner. He came out being the aggressor. Brother Antoine Pinto probably told him he's got to come forward.
Too much clinching. Next motion, okay? Okay.
Seemed like he thought about taking a point, changed his mind.
Don't catch, don't catch. Hey!
A lot of Victor's Muay Thai tendencies seem to be coming out with the clinch grabbing there, which he just got warned for. He needs to be careful.
That was a hold for sure.
Not to catch. Push.
Well, it's the style of fight too. Both guys are staying really close, but look like another low blow.
And look at the knees. 19 for Glunder, just 1 for Pinto. This is getting sloppy now.
Yeah, they're fighting in close range, mid-range, so a lot of clinches happening. As fatigue starts to kick in, it's more of a defensive move just to grab instead of sitting there with your shell up.
That knee back Pinto up, who's working the body now.
Too much video next. Okay.
Now Glunder being warned for holding.
Well, I feel it's both of them causing the clinching. At different times, they're grabbing. Let's see who you can see who clinches first. That's legal because it was an active clinch from Massaro. Still active clinching.
Leo's brother Antoine getting animated in the corner. A minute 10 seconds for Pinto to do something dramatic here. He's down 2 rounds to 1.
See, in Muay Thai you have 5 rounds to let the pace and the fight develop, but with kickboxing it's only 3 3-minute rounds, so it is a higher pace than a lot of Muay Thai fighters are used to. Nice left hook, right uppercut.
Nice one from Pinto.
That's the type of work. Yeah, that's the type of works punches he needs. Throw those uppercuts. Maybe mix in some high kicks.
Pinto told us he's put on 10 pounds of muscle. There seem to be openings there for Pinto if he can land them.
Massaro quickly switching to southpaw to change angles.
Pinto put his head down right into the right knee of Glunder.
Stop.
Pinto suddenly found the knee, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's fine. He's did well. I have seen improvements with his boxing, his kickboxing style. He's countering better with his punches. We've seen some good body kicks, but it seems like Massaro's power and aggression seem to be a little too much.
So an entertaining scrap for sure between Leo Pinto and Massaro Glunder. We get the official judges' scorecards when we return to Rotterdam. We've had some great fights in Glory's history, and here's one of the best.
The terrifying Salo Cavallari unleashes jaw-rattling hell on an unsuspecting Morad Bouzidi at Glory 12 New York.
Very stacked. In fact, Buzzini entered the light heavyweight tournament at Glory 9 as he just got dropped by Cavallari. And it is over, unfortunately for Buzzini. His birthday ends with a crushing KO loss.
We welcome you back to the Netherlands. Massaro, Glunder, and Leo Pinto slugging it out for 3 rounds here, and it was a pretty competitive contest.
Yeah, it was the first round, the low blow. We weren't sure how Massaro was going to recover from it, but he did a good job at continually pushing forward. But let me tell you, Leo Pinto did a good job at showing his boxing, really standing head-to-head, countering back, and you can really see the involvement in his boxing, his hands, and his kickboxing style. But a lot of clinching in that third round. Both guys really wanted to box head-to-head, but it seemed to cause a lot of clinching, especially with the knees up the middle.
Final strike count, punches, 53 landed for Pinto, but knees, 24 from Glunder.
Strikes by round, you can see it started off with Massaro being the busier fighter. Second round, still very even. Massaro throwing a little bit more, but round 3, you really saw Pinto pick up the action and really push the pace.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of kickboxing, we go to the judges' scorecard. All 5 of our ringside judges scored about the same, 29-28. A unanimous decision for your winner, Massaro Glunder.
So Massaro Glunder with his 31st professional win, his second in Glory, and our Whitney Miller is making our way over to the winner right now.
Congratulations. I have to ask, because I obviously don't know, but you got hit with a low blow in the very first round. How badly did that affect you?
Yeah, I felt it really in my stomach, you know. I went really nauseous and stuff. But they know from my last fight, I always keep fighting. So this time I took my whole 5 minutes and went back in action.
And your father is here for the very first time to watch you fight. He's in your corner. Describe your emotions as you have your hand raised in front of him.
Yeah, it feels really good, you know. It was his birthday 2 days ago, so everybody applaud for him. And of course, I want to thank my whole team, Melino, Oscar, Mike, who's very busy with Bodden now. But I'm glad I won, so this was for you guys.
Congratulations and happy birthday, Dad.
That's got to be a great moment. I know your father, Emilio, loved watching you fight, Joe.
Yeah, he's been in my corners, been to every fight with me, and it's really nice to have that family support with you wherever you travel the world.
Onward and upward. Coming up later, one of the most anticipated debuts in Glory history. He's only 21 years old, but has a cult following here in Holland because of in-your-face, all-out, rock'em sock'em style. But he squares off against Rotterdam's own Miles Simpson, who calls tonight the biggest night of his life. But first, Tijani Bestati. He looks to prove his first loss in Glory was a fluke by taking it out on Anil Kabri. But the Turkish fighter who makes his debut tonight looks for pro win number 29 and promises to light Bestati up.
Saturday, March 31st, it's Glory 52 Super Fight Series from Los Angeles. #1 light heavyweight contender Pavel Zorolev takes on USA's Myron Dennis. Can the American derail the freight train from Ukraine before he gets a shot at the title? Crucial lightweight action as #3 Ranko Pavlensky takes on dangerous #10 Josh Johnsey. And featherweight fisticuffs as #8 Zugari battles #10 Bailey Sugden in a key matchup. Glory 52 Super Fight Series, Saturday, March 31st. Check date and time in your area.
Don't miss it.
Glory Super Fight Series Los Angeles headed your way on March 31st, featuring interim light heavyweight champion Pavel Zervalev, plus key battles in the lightweight division between third-ranked Stoyan Koplevinsky and eighth-ranked Josh Johnsey, in a fight that I know Joe is very excited about. Zakaria Zugari taking on Bailey Sugden, the bad boy. It's Glory Super Fight Series LAHA. Check time and date in your area.
We next turn our attention to Glory's lightweight division and about scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Nicknamed the Lion, he comes to prove that he can be the king of the kickboxing jungle. It's Anil Kabri.
Anil Kabri making his Glory debut, Joe, 17-1. How good is this guy?
Yeah, what makes him so good is his speed, his aggression. He's not intimidated to really get on the inside, throw some good power combinations, and he really wants to make a name for himself and to be a big star in Turkey. He wants to be like fighters like Gokhan Saki, Murat Durechi. So he's got a big shoes to fill, but very talented and very quick.
And a nice fan base here cheering him on. He vows to spoil Tejani Bestani's party in Rotterdam.
This man burst onto Glory's world stage by winning his first 4 fights. Here is Tejani Bestani.
You're looking at one of the best young kickboxers in the world today. Started as a pro at 17, now he's just 20, and in this fight, Joe is a much, much bigger man.
Yeah, he's super tall. He's one of the tallest in the lightweight division, the youngest, and he comes from that experience camp, the Coliseum Gym. So again, having training partners that are the best in the world, former champions, is really pushing him every day to get better.
Here's our tale of the tape for this lightweight battle, and look at the height and reach edge. It's astronomical. Anil Kabri says, this is just the way I like it, though.
Yeah, he doesn't mind because he wants to get on the inside with professional experience. Very close on both ends. Both guys with great win percentages and both very similar KO percentages.
Says Johnny's 20, Kabri is 22.
We are once again scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in Glory's lightweight division. Introducing first, standing on my right and fighting out of the black corner, this 22-year-old counterpuncher brings a professional record of 28 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, and 8 of those wins coming by way of knockout. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, 1.73 meters, and he weighed in at fight time at 153.5 pounds, 69.6 kilos. Fighting tonight out of Turkey, ladies and gentlemen, Anil the Lion Kabri. Here now is his opponent fighting out of the white corner, a 6-time Dutch amateur champion who turned professional at age 17. His record stands at 15 wins with just 2 losses, 5 of those wins coming by way of knockout. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, 1.90 meters, and he weighed in at 151.5 pounds, 68.9 kilos. Fighting tonight out of Morocco, ladies and gentlemen, introducing Tejani, the Wonder Boy Bestani. And once again, your referee in charge of this bout is Paul Nichols.
Gentlemen, you understand the rules that you're fighting to. Protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. Do you have any questions? Touch gloves if you like.
Certainly an intimidating prospect for Anil Kabri. 7 inches shorter, a 7-inch reach disadvantage. He's wearing the black gloves. Bestani, the taller man in the white.
Let's see how Bestati starts out, probably using his jab in his movement, because he knows Cabri wants to get on the inside, so he's probably got a few knees waiting.
This doesn't look like just maybe one weight class difference. Bestati looks almost 2 weight classes ahead of Cabri.
Yeah, that's a big height advantage, but let's see what Cabri can do. A good low kick could start off, good body punches on the inside, but he just can't stay at the end of Bestati's punches. Nice counter. Another good strategy for Cabri to get on the inside.
Great contingent of Turkish fans who are some of the most passionate in the world, and that left hand touched Bestati.
Bestati is becoming a veteran very quickly. He's 5-1 in glory. His only one loss came in a tournament where he had a broken foot, and he still went on to compete because he thought his boxing against Stoyan Koprivlinski would have been enough. But unfortunately, it was his one loss, and wants to get back into those winning ways. With the glory experience, it looks like Tijani is learning to relax a little bit more, not get overly excited, and you can see that.
Well, the one complaint about Bestati is that he loses focus sometimes in fights.
Yeah, Danny DeVries from Coliseum says he gets bored. He says he dominates a lot, especially in sparring, so.
Nice back kick, a spinning one at that from Cabri, which sends Bestati down. Not considered a knockdown because there wasn't much damage.
Nice head movement from Cabri.
So far, this round is Cabri's as he eats a high kick.
Smart move from Tijani. As soon as a fighter moves his head, that's the time to kick.
Well, Cabri is really quick, isn't he?
Yeah, that speed on the end.
Oh! Speaking of quick, what a headshot from Bestati!
5, 6, 7.
And it's over! Cabri has no idea where he is! Tijani Bestati with a massive knockout here in Rotterdam!
That's the setup. When you have a smaller fighter really trying to move their head, they tend to drop their hands, and that was beautiful head kick from Tijani Bestati.
One of the best knockouts we've seen in 2018 so far, and it came just like that.
Yeah, beautiful setup, and those long legs were perfectly placed from close range. Look how close Tijani threw that head kick. Beautiful time, right on the exit, put Cabri right to the canvas.
What a shot.
Yeah, Tijani was really looking for those knees, and that just opened up that head kick perfectly.
Another winner for Coliseum Gym here tonight. They're 2-0 so far.
Yeah, they have one more next. They have Mohamed Jarrah next, so they can go for a 3-0 sweep.
So we didn't get to see exactly what Anil Cabri had to offer for glory. He's got a good, passionate fan base, and he looked pretty darn good until he got caught with that high kick.
Yeah, he looked really good. He showed some slick head movement. He got some good counter-attacking. He got in, worked the body. I mean, he got caught, but that's just showing the experience and the relaxed composure of Tijani. So that's just showing how much Tijani's growing. And there's still some work for Cabri, and hopefully we'll get to see him and give him a chance again.
Well, Bestati told us, listen, after I win this fight, I want someone in the top 3, and it's hard to deny him that after what we just saw.
Yeah, you want to start him slowly, but I think now's the time that we really got to push him.
We'll make it official for Tijani Bestati fighting out of Morocco next. We just saw an outstanding knockout, and as we continue on with our Super Fight Series moments, here's another one right out of the top drawer.
Here is Catalin Morazano.
His nickname says it all, the Carpathian Death.
Maurice Green.
This could be over
in seconds, not minutes.
There's that wild get on the inside.
The straight right connects from Mo Green. And Mo Green's willing to trade. I don't know if this is a smart thing to do. And an uppercut. Oh, to the tap! Drops Mo Green! A lunging left! This could do it! Mo Green's got to get up! And the compendium of death strikes again! We welcome you back to the Netherlands and Tijani Beztani getting some people really excited after this performance.
Yeah, he stayed calm, stayed patient, tried to land the knees, and then bang! That exit high kick, beautifully right-timed head kick, putting Anil Kabri to the canvas. And it's very exciting to see what's next for Tijani Beztani. There's a very stacked lightweight division that he's going to have to go through, but excellent performance from Tijani Beztani.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have an official time of 2 minutes, 17 seconds of that very first round, and this one ruled a technical knockout. For your winner, Tijani Beztani.
Let's go into the ring now. Whitney Miller standing by with Tijani Beztani.
Tijani, wow, congratulations. That was an amazing knockout. Walk us through the last few moments of that fight.
You know, the main thing was to be patient, and I was patient, so yeah, you know, I was looking for the moment, and the moment came through, so yeah.
You told us earlier this week you want to face somebody in the top 5 or the top 3. Who do you want to face?
It doesn't matter who. I'm a fighter, and I will fight every single body. So, you know, I want to be the champion, and yeah, let's see what's next.
Congratulations, Rotterdam. Give it up one more time for Tijani.
Who would you like to see him fight, Joe, as we look at the knockout one more time?
Well, there's a lot of young talent in the division. He was originally matched with Josh Johnsey, which could be a good fight, but there's so many good, talented fighters. I mean, it's really hard to pick, but I mean, it would be tough. Like, you got to think Sidichai sitting at the top of the division.
Or maybe the man that beat him,
Grigorian.
The man that beat him, Koprovinsky, would be a good
rematch there. So there's a lot of exciting matchups. He's so young, and we'll probably see him fight everyone in the division at least once.
Well, coming up later, he's a technical wizard who promises to bring the pain tonight. Cedric Doumbé looking for a knockout, but it won't come easily as he meets a man that could be his equal, Alim Nabiev, who's unbeaten in glory and has won 15 in a row. But first, Muhammad Jarrah promises to electrify this arena tonight in his glory debut, but one of Rotterdam's own is standing in his way. It's Miles Simpson, that welterweight showdown when we return.
Saturday, March 31st, it's Glory 52 Super Fight Series from Los Angeles. #1 light heavyweight contender Pavel Zorolev takes on USA's Myron Dennis. Can the American derail the freight train from Ukraine before he gets a shot at the title? Crucial lightweight action as #3 Renko Pavlensky takes on dangerous #10 Josh Johnsey. And featherweight fisticuffs as #8 Zugari battles #10 Bailey Sugden in a key matchup. Glory 52 Super Fight Series, Saturday, March 31st. Check date and time in your area. Don't miss it.
We welcome you back here to Rotterdam, right on the water, a beautiful city, as we get set for Glory Super Fight Series LA. It's March 31st.
featuring interim light heavyweight champion Pavel Zervalev, plus key battles in the lightweight division between Stoyan Karplovinsky, the man who we were just speaking about, and Josh Chauncey. Plus, the featherweight division lights things up. 8th-ranked Zakaria Zugari taking on the bad boy, Bailey Sugden. Glory Super Fight Series LA. Check time and date in your area.
Time now, ladies and gentlemen, for the welterweights. He brings a wealth of experience with over 75 fights at the tender age of just 26. Here is Miles Simpson.
-1, that's free, quick maths. Everyday man's on the block, smoke trees. See your girl in the park, that girl was a uckers. When the team went quack, 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 you man was dumb, man.
Miles Simpson understands his role here tonight. He knows he's not supposed to win. All the hype is behind Muhammad Jarrah, but he said, listen, Joe, Jarrah's too one-dimensional. I have 5 or 6 ways to beat him. If he comes in greedy, overextends, then get your popcorn ready because I'll knock him out.
Yeah, and he knows the way, Muhammad Jarrah is going to go. It's forward. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of power. A lot of people think they have a plan, but his key advantage, he feels, is that he's a natural welterweight. Muhammad Jarrah is coming from lightweight, so he's going to say his size, his strength, his power is going to give him the advantage.
He hasn't fought in nearly a year, but says no ring rust here. I'm fighting in my hometown. My family will be here. My friends will be here. I'm ready.
He makes his highly anticipated debut on kickboxing's biggest stage, Muhammad Jarrah.
Muhammad Jarrah, uber popular here in the Netherlands. He's young, he's dynamic, he's explosive, and he doesn't care what anyone thinks about him. His stare down yesterday with Simpson was epic.
Yeah, he's just so confident. When you talk to him, he's calm, he's relaxed. He's got that, that strong personality where he's just going to come and you know what he's going to bring. And he's had fights of the year at 19 years old. He keeps coming forward. If he gets knocked down, he's coming forward even harder. So let me tell you, he's coming for a lot of action and a lot of punishment.
Told us his hero growing up was none other than Badr Hari, and we asked Badr about this guy. He said, listen, I love Muhammad Jarrah, but he's a little too aggressive. They got to protect him a little bit. And then we spoke to Danny Debris, who's the trainer for Muhammad Jarrah, and he says, I can't protect him. This kid only knows one way to fight. It's forward all the time.
Yeah, and the issue is we saw the fights where his fight of the year where he came and got knocked down, but in all of his other 75 fights, he hasn't been knocked down. So I'm expecting him to come forward, and he even said, he goes, I always go forward, and a win on points isn't good enough for him. He has to go for the knockout in order to be happy.
Here's our tale of the tape for this highly anticipated debut of Muhammad Jarrah. 21 years old, he's a knockout machine, but it'll be Simpson who has a distinct reach advantage.
Simpson also has the advantage in professional experience, not by much, but both guys great win percentages, but that 57% KO ratio for Jarrah is what makes him a feared fighter.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are once again scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in Glory's welterweight division. Introducing first, standing on my right and fighting out of the black corner. He began competing professionally at age 17 and brings a record of 64 wins versus 12 losses. 25 of those wins coming by way of knockout. He stands 6 feet even, 1.83 meters. His official weight, 167.5 pounds, 76.1 kilos. Fighting tonight out of Suriname. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Miles the Punisher Simpson. His opponent, a former lightweight champion and one of the most talked about young prospects in all of kickboxing. His record stands at an impressive 63 wins versus 6 losses and 36 career knockouts. At 5 feet 11 and 1/2 inch, 1.82 meters. He weighed in at fight time at 168.5 pounds, 76.4 kilos. Fighting out of Morocco, ladies and gentlemen, introducing Muhammad the Destroyer Jarrah. Your referee in charge of this bout, H264.
This is Glory Rules, okay? 3 minutes, 3 rounds, 3 knockout system, okay? Let's shake hand.
H264 had to force them to touch gloves. They didn't want to. Both men super confident, but something's gotta give. Jiraiya in the white gloves. Simpson from Rotterdam in the black. 3 rounds.
Here comes Jiraiya.
Boy, Simpson's going to throw hands right away. He is not intimidated, that's for sure. Should he be, Joe?
Well, we're going to find out, because he seems to be very confident. He's got a lot of experience, so I'm sure he's fought guys with a lot of power before.
Jiraiya not afraid to take 2 to give 1.
I like what Miles Simpson did there. He went with a knee up the middle, so he's going to try to capitalize on Jiraiya's forward pressure.
Over half of Jiraiya's wins have come by knockout, including his victory over Nordine Bin Mo back in February of 2016. I'm not exaggerating, ladies and gentlemen. One of the greatest kickboxing fights in history. Go watch it later tonight after Glory. And a push kicker, they call it a front kick. It is not a knockdown. Back up comes Jiraiya.
Yeah, good back and forth kicking. No guy really letting the other gain momentum, comboing right back. Jiraiya with a front kick right back.
High-paced opening 90 seconds here, or 80 seconds. Good inside low kick from Jiraiya.
Yeah, he's gone to that inside low kick quite a few times.
He wants to increase his fan base and knows exactly what fans like to see. They want violence, they want knockouts. Says he can provide that.
Yeah, that's going to make you a fan favorite when you lay it out there all the time.
Left hook connected.
Good head movement from Simpson.
Simpson looking to play spoiler here tonight, but he's a veteran, Joe. 64 pro wins.
And like he said, his key factor is his being a natural welterweight. They don't look too much different in size. But let's see what that does for the energy of Jiraiya. He's got more weight on him, and he had to cut less, so good advantage as Jiraiya rips the body.
What would your advice be to Jiraiya? Would you prefer he stay down a weight class, or do you like him at this weight?
Well, it's hard to tell because I haven't been there through training in those last few weeks of camp, but if he's comfortable with it, I mean, you look at some of the other welterweights like Myrtle Grunhardt, they're big boys, Haruk Grigorian, so maybe with the more experienced and the Glory veterans might give him a harder time with the weight.
Close first round. We do have open scoring here tonight if you're just joining us. 5 judges will see exactly what they thought. That left hand, that might have been a knockdown as Simpson's glove came down, but H264 apparently not interested.
Yeah, there's a lot of punches and kicks in that exchange. Was it an inside low kick that swept? But those leg kicks could be adding up from Jiraiya.
Let's take this opportunity to get to know these fighters a little bit better, and we'll start with Muhammad Jiraiya.
And it's that young age forward style, that the Coliseum style, a lot of forward pressure, a lot of power, former Infusion lightweight champion. And as mentioned before, a real victory to him is by knockout. On points, not good enough.
As for his opponent, Miles Simpson.
You see, we had Glory female veteran. He's his Verbeek in the corner. He says he's a well-rounded fighter. He says he can do everything, and I can knock out anybody from every angle. So far, good start for him. A little better than I expected, but he's got to keep going, got to keep pushing forward if he wants to win this fight.
Round 2, scheduled for 3 here in the welterweight division. Jiraiya upping the tempo, and all 5 judges scored that for Muhammad. Thought Simpson might have done enough maybe to sneak that round out, apparently not. Good body shot from Jiraiya.
Yeah, every time he goes low, he seems to be doing well.
Look at the total strikes, Joe. Not even close. Simpson almost doubled up Jiraiya there in round 1. There's Danny DeVries, the trainer, manager for Muhammad Jiraiya. Coliseum Gym in Utrecht. What did you think about that first round?
Well, I thought it was a very close round, back and forth. Again, Jiraiya comes forward, and you can see when he throws, but I just think it's coming down to damage. Those inside low kicks Jiraiya's are throwing are doing more damage. So, yeah, I do agree with that first round with the judges.
Despite being outlanded 2-1.
Yeah, it's power, right? And every time Jiraiya's throwing that inside low kick, it's swiping Simpson's leg. It's coming down to damage.
There's some damage. Overhand right from Jiraiya, who's trying to open up a little bit. Good inside low kick. The uppercut from Simpson as Jiraiya takes a moment to breathe.
Not much power left in Simpson's punches. Seems like the high-paced fight in the second round is going to favor Jiraiya.
Stop!
Both men a bit fatigued here.
Yeah, that's some sloppy exchanging. Looping punches.
Seems like Simpson's having a hard time finding his footing on that canvas.
Yeah, I did like that uppercut he landed.
Break.
Jiraiya back to the inside low kick.
Typically when a fighter moves up in weight, as Jiraiya puts a nice combination together.
Yeah, mixing up uppercuts and straight punches seems to be an advantage for both guys. So they both need to keep mixing up those middle shots, front kicks, knees, uppercuts.
Ooh, that head was there to be knocked off, but Simpson avoided disaster. So 2 rounds in the books here. The debut for both Miles Simpson and Muhammad Jiraiya.
Okay, that's round, okay?
Some of the highlights from round 1 is Jiraiya really trying to get in and utilize his punching. A lot of exchanging back and forth.
That's where the gloves touched the canvas. Didn't look like a clean knockdown. You're right. Now, round 2.
Yeah, it was Simpson really controlling the punches, but there Jiraiya, when I said going up the middle, the uppercut seems to be the shot. So we need to see a lot of pressure from both guys.
The second round certainly more definitive, it seemed, for Muhammad Jiraiya, so Simpson knows he's got to win this round at least. All 5 judges score round number 2 for Jiraiya, so Simpson needs a knockdown. Typically when a fighter moves up in weight by his own volition, is he usually in better cardio shape than when he was at the lower weight, or worse?
Well, it all depends. A lot of fighters who move up in weight class don't really do as much cardio anymore because they don't have to cut that weight. So sometimes guys actually lose their cardio, but sometimes it's better because you're draining yourself throughout your camp. So it can go either way.
Simpson missed the high kick, fell down, now gets back up, 2 minutes to go.
The canvas is seeming a little slippery, so both guys seem to be slipping in those close ranges, maybe when throwing kicks.
Good uppercut.
That seems to be the shot for Jiraiya.
looping right.
Yeah, he throws everything behind his punches, but you'll see Miles Simpson is being a little bit more efficient with his punches. He's not throwing everything with power. He's going to try to save his energy for the last minute, but if he wants a knockout, he's got to put some weight behind it. Or keep mixing up those knees. Doesn't take much when that knee touches your chin or the temple.
Jiraiya ate a face full of foot right there, and another one. More combination work from the Moroccan.
Stop!
Right.
Simpson going back to that front kick, landing frequently.
Both men really fatigued. Simpson looks a little better for wear right now. Just misses with his left hand. Half a minute to go in the final round. Body kick from Simpson.
Stop! Fight!
10 seconds to go. And that is it. Simpson thinks he's won it. Jiraiya thinks he's won it. You at home know who won it because we've been showing you the scores. But what did you think of the debut for Muhammad Jiraiya?
Well, I think there was a lot of pressure, especially being here in a sold-out arena. I don't think it was the most technically sound performance from Jiraiya, but he showed good forward, good excitement. There is talent there, so we got to keep seeing more and more from Jiraiya.
And for Simpson,
I thought he did really well. He stayed in the pocket. He handled the power of Jiraiya, wasn't intimidated, and countered everything back. So, still a good performance from Miles Simpson.
we will know the winner officially when we return to the Glory Super Fight Series. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Glory Super Fight Series, and while you're here, why don't we show you another best of moment.
It's Glory 27 Chicago, and the most impressive Glory debut to date, as Brazilian Guto Innocent took to the ring to face American Demorio Dennis. At 6'3" and 250 pounds, you'd be forgiven for expecting Innocent to plant his feet and brawl his way through the fight. No one, including Dennis, was prepared for what happened next.
Oh! Kick from Innocent, and that is all!
Bam! With one spinning heel kick to the head, Innocent scored Knockout of the Year 2016 and on his Glory debut.
We welcome you back to Rotterdam as we jump right into the highlights from this welterweight showdown.
And there's a lot of good back and forth action. Wasn't dominated in one way. Both guys were able to sit. A lot of head-to-head action, which, I mean, very close range fighting. Both guys able to exchange good punch-kick combinations. There's that nice uppercut that Jiraiya landed a few times throughout the fight. There he did it again. Miles Simpson did find a lot of good success with those front kicks. Not enough to slow Jiraiya down. But you can see there was a lot about the punches of Miles Simpson. And yeah, and he was the busier fighter and landed more, and basically focusing all of his punches on the head of Jiraiya.
Simpson landed more punches, more knees, and more kicks. But it may not go his way. Here's Tim Hughes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout goes the distance, so we go to the judges' scorecard. Here are the totals from our 5 ringside judges. 3 of our judges score the bout 29-28. The 2 remaining judges see it 30-27. All for your winner by unanimous decision, Mohamed Jiraiya.
Simpson cannot believe it. Some people watching at home may have the same response. Let's hear what Jiraiya has to say with Whitney Miller.
Welcome to Glory. Not only is this your first Glory fight, but it's also your first time in the welterweight division. Describe how it felt to fight at this weight.
I was very nervous for this fight. It's my first time in Glory. It's my first time in the welterweight. I started up a division higher, so everything was new for me. And I was a little bit nervous, but it was a hard fight. But I did what I had to do, and up to the next one.
You've talked a lot about the welterweight division here in Glory. What is your message to people?
The message is, watch out. I'm coming for you all. First.
Congratulations.
So the debut of Mohamed Jiraiya, a successful one, according to all 5 judges. A couple had it 30-27, some had it 29-28. What does he need to prove on, Joe?
Well, I think he just needs to get more comfortable here in Glory, get more and more fights. I know he's excited to go in and take the best, but I wouldn't mind seeing him climb the ranks a little bit slower to gain that experience at only 21 years old.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, when we return, it's our Glory Super Fight Series main event. Cedric Doumbé and Aleem Nabiev.
Who the man? You the man. Who the man? You the man.
Saturday, March 31st, it's Glory 52 Super Fight Series from Los Angeles. #1 light heavyweight contender Pavel Zorolev takes on USA's Myron Dennis. Can the American derail the freight train from Ukraine before he gets a shot at the title? Crucial lightweight action as #3 Renko Pavlensky takes on dangerous #10 Josh Johnsey. And featherweight fisticuffs as #8 Zugari battles #10 Bailey Sugden in a key matchup. Glory 52 Super Fight Series, Saturday, March 31st. Check date and time in your area. Don't miss it. Tickets.glorykickboxing.com. May 12th, it's Glory 53 at the Zenith de Lille, France. 10 top-flight fights that'll leave you seeing double with not 1 but 2 world title bouts. Harut Grigorian makes his first defense of the welterweight title. And it's an all-French affair for the women's bantamweight title, as Anissa Mixon makes her first defense against Amel Debbie. Plus, France versus the Netherlands with knockout monsters Hammerlane versus Duke. Glory 53 at the Zenith de Lille, France, May 12th. Buy your tickets now. Tickets.glorykickboxing.com.
We welcome you back into the Rotterdam Ahoy Arena. Todd Grisham and Joseph Baldellini ringside. Had to get some FaceTime. We know your dad Emilio's watching at home.
Oh yeah, my whole family's here.
Yeah, we had Leo Pinto's dad and his corner. We have Masaru Glunder's dad and his corner. It's been a pretty good night. A couple of big knockdowns. Let's show you the first one again. Kevin Van Heekeren in his Glory debut came out smoking.
Yeah, we had that undercard experience, but then he just kept finding his right hand over and over again, and finally he got that knockout. Overhand right followed with that left hook.
So the middleweight division, take notice, Kevin Van Heekeren is on the scene. That was a knockdown with a punch. Let's show you a knockdown with a head kick, and it came from Tijani Beztadi.
Yeah, and he just showed that he's getting more experienced in the ring. Took his time, and then boom, perfectly timed right head kick from Tijani Beztadi.
Beztadi feels he's ready, if not quite for a title shot, at least the top 3, and it's hard to argue that point after what we've seen him do so far in his very young Glory debut. Now we turn our attention to the main event, Cedric Doumbé and Aleem Nabiev. Doumbé has never knocked anyone out in Glory, Joe, but he vows to do it tonight.
Yeah, we got to sit down one-on-one and talk about it. We talked about his wins against Holskins, his plans for 2018, so he's motivated, he's on track to get that title again, and he says once he gets it, he's not giving it up.
So since you've taken the title, you had 2 fights, you defended well, and then you ended up changing. So the welterweight division keeps changing title holders. You had from you, it went to Grunhart, now Grigorian. How do you see 2018?
What does that mean? That means Murter was not a real champ. Nicky was a real champ, but his time is done. I'm the new. I defend once, twice, and the third they robbed me. But I have 3 belts. Nicky have 5 belts, but Murter 1 belt, 1 mistake. And Arut, I'm happy for him because he take his how to say vengeance. Yes.
Yeah.
He have 1 belt, so good for him. But he will still with that 1 belt because I will beat him and take back the title, and I will defend it again and again and again. So 2018 is still be my time. I will be the champ since I live.
You feel that confident?
Yeah, I feel. It's not a joke. I really think I will still be the champ after Arut and keep my belt.
He is a 2-time Grand Prix Russian Open Tournament champion who comes to Rotterdam on a 5-fight winning streak. He is Alim Nabiev.
In his last fight, beat former welterweight champion Nicky Holzken. Tonight, will attempt to beat former welterweight champion Cedric Doumbé, and if he does, we'll have a chance to make Harut Grigorian a former welterweight champion as well.
Yeah, he came in with a lot of confidence even after his first win at Glory 47 Lyon against Jimmy Vigneault. He called Holzken out, and then he got his chance and was able to beat Holzken, so a lot of hype around Alim Nabiev.
This is a #1 contenders bout. The winner gets the champ next.
This former champion comes to the Netherlands to compete for the very first time, Cedric Doumbé.
This is anything like past entrances, it's going to take a while because Doumbé loves to dance, Joe. But besides that, what makes him so special?
Well, it's his ability to fight in different ways. And when he fought Nicky Holzken, he was able to beat Nicky twice. He was the one who broke Nicky's big, long, undefeated streak in Glory. And he did it by movement, angles, unorthodox striking. And that's what makes him very talented. But he also feels now, in order to make himself the big star in Glory, he needs finishes. So he's planning on pressuring and trying to go for those big KOs.
He's promised a KO tonight. Can he deliver it?
Well, he does have the power and he does have that striking. I mean, anything is possible. I mean, this fight can go in many different ways. Both of these guys are so tricky that they could cancel each other out and be a really slow-paced fight. Or it can be a very exciting fight, very high level and back and forth. So we're going to have to wait and see what style both of these guys bring.
Cedric Doumbé, just 25 years old. He's already beaten Nicky Holzken twice. He won the welterweight championship but lost it in his second title defense to Myrtle Grunhard in a very controversial decision. Joe, let me ask you this. I know Haruk Grigorian is the champ, but is Cedric Doumbé the best welterweight right now?
Well, right now he has more title defenses than Grigorian. I think if they meet, it's going to be a very tricky fight because that tricky style of Cedric Doumbé. But Doumbé has not had any easy fights in Glory. Since the beginning, he's fought Congolo in his debut. He's fought Myrtle Grunhard twice. He's fought Nicky Holtzkin twice. Johan Lidon. So he's never had an easy opponent. So all of his opponents have great defense and at the top of the world. So he really has to work for it and create it if he wants one.
He loves the limelight. In fact, does one-man comedy shows in France. He's an actor as well. Says kickboxing's on my to-do list. It's not my biggest passion, but since I'm so good at it, I might as well be the best in the world.
Yeah, and you should see some of his videos he has. He even posted one with sparring with UFC heavyweight Francis Ngannou. And you guys know how big Francis Ngannou is, and he said he was able to hit him and move. So let's see if he can do that same thing today.
He's made it to the ring, ladies and gentlemen. That means it's time for Tail of the Tape for this, our Glory Superfight Series main event. Both men in their early to mid-20s. Nabiev 4 inches taller, but interestingly, it's Doumbé with a 3-inch reach advantage.
When it comes to professional experience, it's Doumbé with the advantage. 74 fights to the 54 of Nabiev, both with good win percentages, but the KO advantage is, and the Glory record experience is going towards the former champion Cedric Doumbé.
Here's our fight metric report. Look at the power strike percentage. He is lethal. Cedric Doumbé at 70%, and he mixes it up well. 55% kicks, 50% legs.
And the judging scoring system for tonight is based on the following prioritized criteria, starting with knockdowns, followed by cumulative damage inflicted, followed by number of clean scoring strikes with an emphasis on spectacular techniques. Finally, if there's no clear advantage, judges are looking for aggression.
As we've been doing all night long, it's open scoring. 10-point must system, 5 judges. The scores will be shown after each round, and the corners will be made aware as well.
All right, now let's take a look at my keys to glory. Both of them are very similar fighters, so it's going to be very difficult. But for Cedric Doumbé, he needs to let the fight unfold. Keep busy, especially with his counterattacks, and be unorthodox with his attacking, with movement and angles. Where Nabiev's got to control the range and the pace of the fight, be the busier fighter, and he tends to use his kicks more, so that could be his advantage in the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your headline super fight of the evening. 3 rounds in the Glory welterweight division between 2 fierce competitors jockeying for position to challenge the new division champion and entertaining kickboxing fans every time they enter the ring. This bout sanctioned by the International Sport Kickboxing Association, and at the bell, your referee is Paul Nichols. From Rotterdam to Rochester, Glory kickboxing fans are watching in over 180 countries around the world. It's time for Glory! Introducing first, fighting out of the black corner, an IFMA, WMG, and WMC world champion. His professional record, 48 wins with 6 losses, 21 of those wins coming by way of knockout. He is undefeated in 2 prior Glory appearances. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, 1.88 meters, and he weighed in at fight time at an even 169 pounds, 76.7 kilos. Fighting out of Azerbaijan, ladies and gentlemen, the Professor, Aleem Nabiev. His opponent, fighting out of the white corner, made the move to kickboxing in 2012 and instantly became a crowd favorite. His record, 68 wins, 5 losses, 1 bout scored even, and 39 career knockouts. At 5 feet 10 inches tall, 1.77 meters, his official weight also 169 pounds, 76.7 kilos. Fighting out of Laval, Paris, France, he is the former Glory welterweight champion of the world. He is the best, Cedric Doumbé. And your referee in charge of this bout once again is Paul Nichols.
Gentlemen, you understand the rules that you're fighting to. Protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. Do you have any questions? Touch gloves if you like. Push back.
A world title shot hangs in the balance between the Professor, Aleem Nabiev, in the black gloves, and the best, Cedric Doumbé, wearing white.
A lot of people think these guys have very similar styles, so it's going to be interesting how they approach the fight. Both guys could adapt really well. They could pressure or move. So I think, there you go already, switching stances for Nabiev.
Nabiev, the naturally bigger guy. What part will that play in this fight?
Well, he does have good kicks, so I'm sure he's going to want to let those go. Where Doumbé is going to want to counter a little bit. You're going to see him use his uppercuts and unorthodox style striking like that.
Right!
Maintenant, Middelfort. Attrape-toi. Dès qu'il revient, maintenant. Ouais, très bien, tu marques des points.
Nabiev deciding to stay as a southpaw to start the first round. As I said, that changed to orthodox.
Doesn't seem like he can quite make up his mind. Throws a punch while Doumbé has his back turned. They know what's on the line here tonight. A shot at glory. The welterweight champion, Harut Grigorian, off his successful first round knockout in Chicago at Glory 50 over Myrtle Grunhard.
Nice uppercut in that exchange for Doumbé, who's really good at mixing those uppercuts. He'll fake you with a hook and then just rip one right up the middle.
Looks like this is going to be a chess match, Joe.
Yeah, very technical. It's very hard when Nabiev's keep switching stances. Doumbé's throwing weird strikes.
Break!
Let go.
Doumbé with the look away. Here's the problem. Nabiev likes to do that stuff too, Joe, so he may start doing it now that he's seen Cedric do it.
Well, I think it was both of their plans against Nicky, so I don't know if that's Nabiev's true style, but
there you go.
He wants to give it back. And Doumbé said in the interviews, he says when Nabiev does it, he's a clown, but when I'm doing, I'm just playing around. Not too sure what that meant, but he thinks there's a difference.
Lost in translation, I think.
He thinks there's a difference between the way they do it.
Doumbé is confident that he's going to knock Nabiev out and then wants to do the same to Harut Grigorian May 12th when we're in France. Doumbé with obviously a big following there. Nabiev tried to win back-to-back fights over former world welterweight champions and just missed with that spinning back fist.
Let go! Let go!
A lot of people expected exactly what we're seeing, Joe.
Yeah, it is a very technical fight. And just because it's a slow fight doesn't mean it's not a very technical fight. Both of them have their strategies and they're trying to impose it. Doumbé seems to be doing a better job with his counter-attacking, and he's really shutting down the kicks of Nabiev.
There's the look away from Doumbé, and just as I said, Nabiev would probably try something very similarly. He did, just about 10 seconds later. Even Doumbé appreciated the humor. I don't think I ever saw you smile while you were fighting.
No, I'm not a smiler. I'm serious all the time, Todd. Come on. No, with me, and I think it was just all about getting in there, pressuring, and winning. I didn't have that style that allowed me to be calm and play that way.
Well, when you see a guy smiling and playing and laughing with you, for some fighters it gets them angry and they start fighting with emotion and passion. But both these guys do the same thing, so it's not going to work. As you said, they're going to cancel each other out. Round 2 scheduled for 3. All 5 judges give round 1 to Cedric Doumbé. That was a hard round to score.
Yeah,
I thought so.
Yeah, because at least Nabiev's moving forward, but it's that counter fighting of Doumbé that seems to be doing the best. He's waiting, and then he's going to counter off like that.
Warning, holding.
Little combination there from Doumbé. Not a lot behind those punches. Doumbé almost got caught with that knee as he was smiling. Strikes landed by zone, 11 by Doumbé. We may have a point deduction.
Public warning, next time deduct a point. You understand?
Paul Nichols, our referee, laying down the law.
Doumbé back to the low kicks. It looks like Doumbé's trying to grab the right kick of Nabiev. Could be a good time for Nabiev to go upstairs with that right high kick.
Left hand landed for Nabiev, best punch of the fight.
Yeah, Cedric Doumbé never lets you gain momentum. Once you hit him, he's going to come back with a combination, usually landing more than you do.
Doumbé, 68 pro wins, 39 knockouts, but amazingly, he doesn't have one in glory. He's 6-1, all 7 fights going the distance. But he's proved his mettle. Look at the talent he's faced in those 7 fights. Best of the best.
Yeah, no easy fights in glory for Doumbé. Nice knee from Nabiev off the guard of Doumbé.
Nabiev with a right hand that snuck through. He's having a better round 2. Is the man from Russia. Fighting out of Azerbaijan.
Doumbé's talking to him.
Now Nabiev talking a little junk. It's in Russian. I don't think Doumbé knows it.
They're speaking with their fists and kicks. So it looks like the the similarity in styles is really slowing the pace of the fight. Very difficult to land on both of these guys.
Well, if Doumbé won the first, which he did, and Nabiev won the second, which I think he did, it all comes down to 3 minutes. Of course, Doumbé, a former welterweight champion of the world. There's a current champ, light heavyweight king, Artem Vakhitov out of Russia. He's rehabbing his broken hand, says he should be good to go in about 2 or 3 months. And there's the featherweight champion of the world from Holland, Robin van Roosmalen. We'll see him in action at Glory 52 in LA. He faces Kevin Van Ostrand. Your thoughts on that matchup?
Well, clash of styles, forward pressure from Van Roosmalen versus unorthodox striking of Kevin Van Ostrand. Very exciting matchup. Both have the style to beat each other. We're going to find out in LA whose style is better.
It will look nothing like this fight, I can assure you that. Here we go. The third and final round of this welterweight main event here on the Glory Super Fight Series. Cedric Doumbé won all 5 judges' scorecards in the first round. In the second, Nabiev gets 4 of the 5, so it does indeed come down to this third. Joe, you predicted that Nabiev would probably win this fight. What has he shown you so far?
Well, it's his pressure, and I think that's what's doing well, and especially in that second round. He can't back up when Doumbé counters. He's going to have to stand his ground a little bit more, just keep Doumbé against the ropes.
Total strikes, 38-38.
Yeah, fighting backwards, good strategy for Nabiev. He's got to shut down Doumbé coming forward.
Nice left hand for Nabiev. Wobbled Doumbé a little bit, got him again, and he's off kilter.
He's boxing from the southpaw. Best success he's had yet.
Short little punches, but they are finding their mark. Nabiev starting to take over here in round 3.
He found what he needs to do. Stay in the southpaw and box.
Now Doumbé southpaw for a moment.
Up. Quick.
Nabiev says, get up, gets the crowd up too.
Yeah, he's nervous for the point deduction, so every time he kind of touches that kick, he's looking at Paul Nichols to see if he's going to take the point or not.
Boy, a point deduction at this stage of the game would be fatal for either one of these guys. Someone 60 seconds away from a world title shot against Harut Grigorian. Will it be Doumbé, the Frenchman, or the Russian fighting out of Azerbaijan, who just landed a big knee?
You can see his confidence in this round. I see a little bit more urgency in Doumbé. He's just walking in a straight line, something we usually don't see.
I don't think Doumbé is used to a guy quite this big in the welterweight division. And now it's Nabiev having fun, connects with the uppercut. What a round here for Aleem Nabiev. And another knee, and a left hand. And Doumbé might be in a little bit of trouble here as he holds on momentarily. Nabiev, another knee. Doumbé's glove touched the ground.
Yeah, he's wobbly.
Right. 13 seconds away. Nabiev with an epic third round performance here. Will it earn him the world title shot he thinks he deserves? Aleem Nabiev. 3 fights in glory, perhaps 3 wins, including Mickey Holskin and Cedric Doumbé.
Yeah, that's a very good start to anyone's glory career. Probably one of the best we've seen. Wow, just very impressive performance, and his style was able to outshine Doumbé, so very impressive so far for Aleem Nabiev.
Doumbé thinks he's won it. Somebody's wrong. The official decision when we return.
Saturday, March 31st, it's Glory 52 Super Fight Series from Los Angeles. #1 light heavyweight contender Pavel Zorolev takes on USA's Myron Dennis. Can the American derail the freight train from Ukraine before he gets a shot at the title? Crucial lightweight action as #3 Ranko Povlensky takes on dangerous #10 Josh Johnsey. And featherweight fisticuffs as #8 Zugari battles #10 Bailey Sugden in a key matchup. Glory 52 Super Fight Series, Saturday, March 31st. Check date and time in your area. Don't miss it. Tickets.glorykickboxing.com. May 12th, it's Glory 53 at the Zenith de Lille, France. 10 top-flight fights that'll leave you seeing double with not 1 but 2 world title bouts. Harut Grigorian makes his first defense of the welterweight title. And it's an all-French affair for the women's bantamweight title, as Anissa Mixon makes her first defense against Amel Debbie. Plus, France versus the Netherlands with knockout monsters Hammerlane versus Dute. Glory 53 at the Zenith de Lille, France, May 12th. Buy your tickets now. Tickets.glorykickboxing.com.
We are back in the Netherlands. Our main event just wrapping up here on the Glory Super Fight Series between Aleem Nabiev and Cedric Doumbé.
Yeah, first round was Doumbé doing well with his counter-striking. Seemed to be able to push Nabiev a little bit. A lot of that playing and showboating back and forth, but round 2, Nabiev started pressuring a little bit more, coming forward, landing a little bit, but round 3 seemed to be mostly Nabiev. He was able to find those knees over and over again. A few times like here we saw Doumbé almost go out, but he was able to continue to come forward and survive the round. So let's see who has the chance at the welterweight title.
Here's our strikes by round. Round 1 to Doumbé, 2 and 3 to Aleem Nabiev. And it wasn't all that close, especially in the third. And look at the knees, 10-1.
Yeah, that's what did the most damage too, according to the prioritized scoring. So that third round seemed to favor Nabiev based on those knees.
Will Doumbé get a chance to reclaim his welterweight title, or will Aleem Nabiev get his first crack at Glory Gold? Tim Hughes with that answer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of kickboxing, we go to the judges' scorecard. Here are the totals from our 5 ringside judges. They score this bout 29-28 Doumbé, 29-28 Nabiev. And the 3 remaining judges have it 29-28 for your winner by split decision, Alim Nabiev.
There you go, Alim Nabiev, now 3-0 in glory. An impressive win now over 2 former welterweight champions, which puts him forward to a future title shot against Haruk Grigorian.
And hey, Alim Nabiev earned it in that 3rd round. I know Doumbé does not agree, but like I said, it came down to the final 3 minutes, and that's where he separated himself.
Yeah, those knees started doing a lot of damage, and when you see Doumbé stumbling, you know that's doing the damage, and you know that's why I gave him that round.
So Alim Nabiev improves to 49-6-0, 21 wins by knockout, but gets a shot at the biggest title he's ever had an opportunity at. It's the welterweight champion of the world against Haruk Grigorian. When, we're not quite sure yet, but we know it will happen next. Handicap that fight for us.
Well, it's going to be Haruk Grigorian being Haruk Grigorian, which is a lot of forward pressure, a lot of power, and I mean, he imposes himself on you. Very hard to get away, but Nabiev has that tricky style, like we saw now, and like we saw against Holtzkin. That's what he's going to have to do to shut down Haruk Grigorian.
If you want to be the first to access great tickets for Glory, first to get exclusive videos, news, and fight gear, register now to Glory Fight Club on glorykickboxing.com and join the next generation of combat sports. Welcome back ringside. Todd Grisham alongside Joseph Valtellini. Some good performances tonight, but who stood out the most in your mind?
Well, I liked Johnny Bastati, the way he stayed patient, the way he created that knockout. I thought it was really well done. I mean, Masaru Glunder had to really dig deep. I was happy to see him on his winning ways. We saw a successful debut of Mohamed Jiraiya. I still would like to see a little bit more, especially putting together a little bit more technical style, but again, a lot of pressure off him, and we're going to see a better Jiraiya next time.
Kevin Van Heekeren in our opening bout tonight with an awesome one-punch knockout over Bas Vanderkoen, so he could be a force in the middleweight division. Again, it's just his Glory debut, but how high is his ceiling?
Well, again, that Coliseum gym and the people that he has training with him, his coach Danny DeVries, he's going to get better every day, and a team like that is just going to elevate you. But that preliminary belts really favored him, I feel. He was comfortable in here, and he set up that knockout perfectly.
So the big story from Glory Super Fight Series Rotterdam, Alim Nabiev gets a crack at the welterweight gold next. For Whitney Miller and our executive producer, Bill Borson, as well as the entire Glory production crew and Joseph Valtellini, my name is Todd Grisham. We'll see you at Glory Super Fight Series, LA.
Saturday, March 31st, it's Glory 52 Super Fight Series from Los Angeles. #1 light heavyweight contender Pavel Zorolev takes on USA's Myron Dennis. Can the American derail the freight train from Ukraine before he gets a shot at the title? Crucial lightweight action as #3 ranked Korpolensky takes on dangerous #10 Josh Johnsey. And featherweight fisticuffs as #8 Zugari battles #10 Bailey Sugden in a key matchup. Glory 52 Super Fight Series, Saturday, March 31st. Check date and time in your area. Don't miss it.